Right, so my objective is not to detain you for too long at all. So I'm not going to indulge in a resume of all the presentations, as does occasionally happen. I think it would be very rash of me to try. I would like to thank again our sponsors, our exhibitors, and indeed you for coming to the event. Without the contributions of all of those people, we would not be able to hold these sort of seminars, conferences, opportunities to understand what's going on in the industry, to share learning and to share experience. And that's what the PWI is all about. Really keen that we carry on doing this sort of thing. Thank you very much to Liverpool, Manchester and Liverpool section, who've worked tirelessly to make this happen. I know it's a big workload on the section committee. Thank you very much for doing it. You've got a really great, you've run a really great series of seminars on the whole innovation theme. Thank you, David. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, committee. It has been, I have found it an absolutely fascinating seminar. We've heard everything. We've heard technical presentation on everything from rails, earthworks, and then finally on to rolling stock, an issue we should not forget. Presentations on highly technical issues. I need to go away and brush up on my maths if I'm going to do anything on train loading, I think. And also on human factors and management. And I think we should never underestimate the degree to which our propensity to innovate and to foster innovation is actually not just a function of our technical capability, but it's actually a function of management attitude and the culture that we espouse within our organisation. I think one of the strong lessons from Nick's presentation on safety, which I will pull out, is that contrary to, I think, what had become an almost established culture, that inactivity, i.e. the avoidance of change, is not a defence. If we can do something better, we should be doing something better. We shouldn't be just sitting around saying, well, as long as we don't change anything, we can't be criticised. Big challenge for our railway system, which several of the contributors talked about, was the growth that we are experiencing and frankly are going to continue to experience. Modal shift is, there's a huge pressure for modal shift. People want to travel by train because frankly it's a lot more reliable than trying to travel on the road network. We've mentioned decarbonisation on several occasions. That is also pushing in the direction of modal shift to rail. There's a real issue about capacity on our network. Quite large chunks of the network are approaching full at the moment. So how are we going to fit more onto the rail mode of transport? I don't know the answer to that, but it's certainly something that we ought to be thinking about. And one of the joys of running a network and some of the challenges that we face, particularly around the wheel-rail interface, are to do with backward compatibility. What people ask me sometimes, well, you know, why is rail so traditional? Why is change so difficult? If we were designing a new system from scratch, it wouldn't necessarily be that difficult. And I envy the Japanese and their move to maglev on certain key corridors, because you can actually just throw the wheel rail handbook away and you can design something completely different using modern engineering principles. But certainly in the UK and in Europe more widely, we have such well-developed railway networks that operate and have operated for a long time. We want to carry on using those networks. So whatever change we make has to be backward compatible, and I sometimes think the difficulty and challenges associated with that compatibility are underestimated. So again, thank you to all our presenters. Thank you for coming and listening and asking intelligent questions. Have a safe journey home, and I very much look forward to seeing you, if not at a PWI branch meeting, then at another PWI seminar. Thank you very much.